What's going on, guys? So, Michael Proctor, I think's how you say his name, says that physical media isn't going anywhere, and that we should not be surprised that the PS5 or next Xbox would have a physical media optical in their system. I guess he thinks people are retarded, in which case, I fully agree with him. However, people acting surprised that a system by Sony or Xbox would have a physical media optical in it. Like, why would that be surprising? Sony does so much more than video games. They add in like a lot of their own devices, like that you can use in the system. Um, until movies themselves are gone. Like, you can't run out and, like, where did I put it? Here it is. And buy physicals like that. You can't go out and buy, movies like this anymore. You have to get the download code and shit. Until shit like this is gone. Until shit like this is gone. And it shouldn't take that long. The only one here that doesn't have a code is Attack on Titan Season 2. Most of the times when you buy a movie, they give you the digital code, which means, yeah, you have a digital copy, but you also got the physical. So, you can watch it at home or you can watch it on the go if you use a digital code. But Sony is about physical content. Their whole business practice is based off of physical content. I mean, think about it. Sony has added in the ability to play CDs pretty much every generation. Their first generation was CD based. It was based off of music CDs. The PS1, which is right here. Alright, come on, PlayStation. There we go. This is not only a gaming system, but it plays music CDs. It's like another feature, just like everything else under the sun they release has like a shitload of features outside of it. The PS1 was this was the only system Sony ever released with one feature as a backup, meaning it became everyone's home music player. If it wasn't playing video games, because you could get the sound to come through the TV and take up the whole house. So PS2 came out. PS2 was a DVD player, but it also had the music player in it as well, meaning you plug a CD in there and it turned it into a CD player through the whole house. PS3 saw the disappearance of that CD player because MP3s were a thing, but I think you can play music CDs through that. You might not. I'm not sure. I don't know much about PS3. Same thing with Xbox. Xbox has been able to play music CDs the entire time. Hell, the first Xbox ripped CDs to the damn device. So you could have your physical CD and then you could have your Xbox play ripped music so you could have it in the game. So when you get articles like this saying, oh, well, they're going to have a media optical out, drive, it shouldn't come as no surprise. Why people would be surprised by this is beyond me. First of all, Sony isn't just video. They're not just PlayStation. They have money tied up in physical media that I don't think they want to let go of, such as the 4K. 4K is not just televisions, it's DVD Blu-ray players, along with physical movies. You can go out and buy a physical 4K Blu-ray right now. They don't want to let that go. Why would they? That makes them some money. Might not be a hell of a lot, but it makes them some money. Xbox has a better chance. They have a better chance of going all digital, meaning they just release a box with no physical media out optical drive. That's what I keep wanting to say, output, but no physical media optical drive, meaning Blu-ray player, DVD player, none of that. They don't necessarily need that in the Xbox. That's just kind of there as a bonus feature. They don't need it as much as Sony does. Sony needs that because that's their patent. You see what I'm saying? That's gonna make them money. But say Xbox comes out, right, and the Xbox comes out with no physical media optical drive in it, right? It doesn't exist in the next one. I don't think that would be that much of a surprise, considering Microsoft isn't making money off of any DVD drives, any Blu-ray drives, any 4K drives. 4K belongs to Sony. DVD belongs to Sony. You see what I'm saying? So if Xbox took it out, I mean, outside of the original Xbox, where you could rip CDs to the drive to the hard drive, I don't really see a reason to have that in the next Xbox. I mean, mine right now is all digital anyway. It's just being used as a Blu-ray player because I play Blu-rays and movies and shit like that over video games. Like I choose to use it as its media functions more so than I do to play the video games that they have, which isn't much. So PlayStation is not gonna forfeit their you know their patents, which heavily drives physical media. I mean, patenting 4K not just on TVs but Blu-rays and DVD drivers. Those are physical things. Like they have to have a physical market for those. You see what I'm saying? So for Sony, having a media optical drive is kind of um, a necessary thing. It's kind of required by Sony. Even if PlayStation sells great, which it's doing, even if PlayStation sold like the all-time top, right? Even if they sold the all-time top, because the way Sony is, they're always going to have that. They're not going to be able to get out of it. They're not going to be able to go, hey, here's a Sony PlayStation with no physical media optical drive, because they're going to figure a way to tax you, the customer. They've always figured a way to tax you. To believe they haven't is just ludicrous. Okay, I mean, think about it. With the PS3, I think the PS3 is like the only system they might have not taxed you as much on, but I mean, they always figure a way. I mean, with PS3, you have MP3s, and unless you knew how to, rip them joints from YouTube on a phone and then figure a way to transfer between devices, you were probably buying music for the PS3. Movies, they charge you for movies, even though you have a physical media, optical drive. Even though you still have that, if you buy digital, it's still going to cost you the same. So, people always try to find ways to tax you. And with PlayStation, I don't know how many people know about this device. I talk about the failures of it quite a lot. Is a Vita. They tax you for everything, from movies to the memory to the damn 3G, everything that they can charge you for. If you don't believe they'll charge you, just remember this system, the Vita. They charged you for everything. Okay. The only thing they didn't charge you for was the online capability, which you are charged for now. So they found a way to tax you for that. Sony will find a way. They will find a way to tax you on the more digital side than Xbox will. Yes, Xbox charges for movies and music, but everywhere, like phones and shit, MP3s, like I said, unless you rip those from like YouTube or you use like one of those download things, unless you rip those things, unless you physically, you know how to do that, which a lot of people do, Microsoft is taxing you. However, they're not taxing you as much as PlayStation. Yes, PlayStation is taxing you more. It doesn't seem like it because they're not calling it that. They're not calling it taxing. First of all, it's a tax. Okay? Let's get that out the way. It is. PlayStation is taxing you for backwards compatibility this generation. Xbox isn't. Yes, they both have a rental service. Yes. However, Xbox doesn't put every backwards compatible game on that rental service, making you pay for it. Unlike PlayStation. So PlayStation is trying to figure out a way to tax you for digital content. They're always going to try to find a way. And if they ever find a way, that'll probably be the most expensive PlayStation on the market, even higher than the PS3 at launch. Because, like I said, Sony has patents that thrive, that have to have physical content released, otherwise they won't make any money. You see what I'm saying? So should you be surprised? Should you be like all up in arms, like, oh my god, that PlayStation will have a physical media optical drive? Should that really surprise you? No. If you know and pay attention to Sony in any facet outside of PlayStation, I know a lot of people really drive on the fact that Sony makes PlayStations and they hope that's all it is, oh well, they make PlayStations and that's successful. No, if you pay attention outside of that and you look at Sony as an entire company, that makes perfect sense. They're not going to get rid of physical media. They're not going to do that. They make too much money. They make, I know it's not a hell of a lot, but a lot of the company thrives on physical media. They make a percentage of Blu-rays off of these things. They make a percentage off of this. The moment that goes away, that percentage, regardless how much it is, shrinks down to zero. You feel me? They don't have patents for the digital age. They are not future proof. They're not future ready. And until they can get that, they're always going to have a physical media optical drive. Always. And like I said, it shouldn't surprise anybody that PlayStation 5 would have one. If it does, I really don't know why. If Xbox comes out with a console that doesn't, shouldn't surprise anybody either. Like I said, Xbox is the company making the least amount of money off of having that. They don't have any patents for Blu-rays. They don't have anything for regular DVDs. They don't make any money from all that junk. Best thing for them to do is go all digital, because at least that way they could be making at least 95% profit. See what I'm saying? Because, oh, you bought the Xbox. Well, now you have to buy our Xbox Live. You have to buy our games digital. You have to, and that's a leap that's easier to take. That's such an easier leap for Xbox than it is PlayStation, because like I said, PlayStation is just, their company is really dependent on physical media. They have way too much money wrapped up in physical media to even try to attempt that without falling bad. So that being said, hopefully you guys made it to this point in the video. If you did, fucking awesome. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. I will link the article down in the description for where I was reading Michael Proctor thinking physical media is not going anywhere, which I do believe it's not going anywhere, especially for Sony. However, I think it'll disappear for Xbox sooner than it will for Sony. And I think Nintendo might be on the easier systems to physical media just slide all the way out. You feel what I'm saying? I think Xbox and Nintendo have a better chance of losing physical media first than PlayStation. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. Just like I said, it to me makes more sense, and what makes more sense to me just seems like it's the more obvious thing to do. You feel me? So I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo or Xbox, whenever they launch another whatever, even an iteration jump, like a small little, like Xbox One S or Xbox One X for the Switch, meaning it'd be like a Switch Mini, not even a Mini, that'd be stupid. Why do people want a Switch Mini? This thing's already small enough. Like say a Switch XL, right? Say they come out with a Switch XL that has more power, like the 3DS, new 3DS, you know, a tad bit bigger screen, not too much, just a tad bit bigger. That thing's already looking weird. But I mean, you know, say they come out with a dock that's not gonna fry everything, or a dock that, you know, doesn't heat up too quick. Like they improve certain aspects, right? That would be easier, especially with the way these SD cards are running and the fact they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, pause, on like almost a daily basis. Like now there's a 500 gig SD card. The thing comes with 32, so that's like 532 gigs. Even at that, it's easier for them to go, our physical media has no reason to exist anymore, because you can get the Switch up to absurd amount of memory and be fine. You see what I'm saying? Yes, people are always gonna collect physical media. I'm not gonna say they're not. I just think it'd be easier for Xbox and fucking Nintendo to go all digital because they don't rely as heavy on physical. You get what I'm saying? They're they're wanting to live off of digital content easier than PlayStation. They have nothing to go off of. They have no reason to go off of any of that. You see what I'm saying? So, and plus Nintendo's not gonna tax you for every little thing. Hell, they don't even have a media player. I mean, you can get Hulu, but Netflix hasn't jumped. But a physical media player they've never had. You've always had to mod the system in some way to get that DVD player, get that. You get what I'm saying? So, yes, Nintendo's definitely the one that's the easiest to go with, being all digital, because it's mainly a gaming system. So, it wouldn't surprise me if the next generations, Nintendo and Xbox, decide physical media optical drives are no longer a thing. That just wouldn't surprise me. As far as PlayStation, it would. So let it be what it is. And I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.